All right, so back again for another update, and things have gone pretty well as planned. If you can't tell from our long, um, it is a swing entry. We barely grazed some take profits. We did hit our weekly. We've come over a little bit on our descending channel, but we've tagged back underneath. Put out a short up here above the weekly, kind of in that zone of value area high. Barely came into the zone. I'm going to call that lucky because we front ran our second entry, 69,990, and we hit our 69,500. Not on this exchange. This is just Coinbase. It's not a leveraged exchange, but on some of the leveraged exchanges, I know some of them also. Some of the others front ran that a little bit too. So if in our signals, if you didn't get in, I'm sorry. It sometimes it does that. It can be cruel. Um, Let me pull down into a not a 4-day chart. Let's go into something a little smaller. Let's take a look at the hourly chart and see. Oh, let me correct myself. Here we go. All right. So into our hourly chart, see we on the leverage exchanges we did come up and hit most of the leverage exchanges anyway. We did come up and hit entry. Again, if your exchange wasn't one that hit entry, like this one, I want to say was $2 short of our entry zone. I mean, it's cruel, but it happens on Coinbase. But if you get in on that first layer, we've come down and we just tapped again, really close. Our first take profit at 66,550. Um, so hopefully, you guys made a little money on that. The ones in the Discord, anyway. Um, really looking to see if we can't test this VWAP, this anchored VWAP down here from the bottom. Maybe not on the hourly, but we head into the 4-hour chart. I like that a little better. Changing the times will change a little bit how this shapes, but we're kind of holding under now for now. The smaller time frame oscillators look like they're coming, back up from some lows, especially after this tap, kind of running back up to the highs, possibly forming again some divergence. Just got to keep an eye on how the flow goes. And the daily, look, it's just started its descent. We're down in the halfway. If we get another push down, um, I can see this coming down, bottoming out, and bottoming these out a little bit is what I would like to see before I get into possibly another long or adding into our long. And I can tell you, go back in my smaller time frame chart, tell you right now how I'm running this. So my stops are at entry on this because we've come down too far for it to be valid to come back up and just rip down again. I think now if we come up from here, we run the risk of overrunning our stop loss or getting into a point where we're losing profits on our trade. I don't want to do that. So I would reevaluate in here if we find resistance on just one more high and curl back over. That could be another entry for a short, but I don't want it automatic and I don't want to hold on to that trade. So taking some profit, we've taken out all of our risk, um, and we're just now managing this trade. Uh, a big kicker for me, let's put another anchored VWAP on the top end. If I can remember where it is, it's different on the phones than it is in these. And it drives me crazy because I use my phone a lot with TradingView. Here, yeah, see, we're just riding that VWAP. Now, if we come back up, claim it, then we run a much higher risk of coming back up into the zone. At which point, I would be looking for another possible entry, like a double top, and fall down on the bottom. Um, if claiming above this gets you nervous or itchy, you can always cancel the trade. I'll probably just run it until it's fruition. It'll either stop out up here or we'll come back down and start hitting some more levels. Particularly, I want this value area low zone to get tested. Let me move on to another chart and we'll take a look at why. So, zoom out on this a little bit. There we go. So we do have now pattern support on resistance, and we have a target zone. So this would be our target zone, the 382 and the 618 from low to high. Um, this would be, in my mind, if you look at the oscillators, this would cool them off. We come down, swipe out all the leverage here on this play because I can only imagine the amount of stop losses and sell orders set here under this wick. People will see lower low and they'll think coming all the way back down into this range, which is possible, and I have it on the charts as a possibility. But I think it more likely, and or at least I would like to see, if we came into this range here between 61, 670 and 56, 800 ish, retesting this value area low from the entire range, and then rising up into that 1618 or up here at about 90, almost $90,000, 89,400. And yeah, I'd take it 89,400 because a lot of people eyeball those round numbers. You can get front run doing that. So that would put us in a beautiful pattern zone to come up and form a nice bearish crab. That could be our, we could run our shorts down to the C leg and then grab some longs, run them up to that crab D leg. That would get us our new high. That would complete our 5-wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave rise up structure, and that'll give us some room to form an ABC, probably back down into this range, and then possibly think about lifting back up for a much stronger run sometime in the not too distant future. Anyway, those are my thoughts right now in terms of structure on Bitcoin. I'm going to take this back off the charts for now because it's just getting messy. This was my cleanest chart. I should probably start taking off these 886 hits, but it would be fun if we hit another 886. Although this did go quite a bit farther than the others through the 886, and I think that is also indicative of this downward sloping structure breaking, because we didn't just reject the 886, we went beyond, and we didn't form a new low. We formed bullish higher low, higher high structure, another higher low that takes this out, so it's not considered another high low, or even stops here at 61,670. I'd be fine with that too. That still fits this crab scenario. So I'd be fine, honestly, with either level. Personally, of course, I want deeper because I'm in shorts and I want to ride that long even further. But you get what you get. So I'll be looking at these two zones in particular, especially this value area low. If we come and get a swing failure off of this wick right here at 58.9, I'd love to take out that wick and then catch that rise. So that's ideal for me. That runs Bitcoin. I don't think the indices have done anything too new or exciting. We have been tracking this rise for quite some time on the SPY, on the Qs, and yeah, I was really hoping the Qs would gather a little more momentum. I don't know if they're going to do it, right? So the SPY is it's really where we kind of wanted to see it, but the Qs, they're just dragging. They're dragging their feet, and yeah, I don't know if they're going to come up and get that. I do think that they'll take out this high, just because we're so close. Um, I know you guys know that I've been tracking these lower target ranges, and I was looking at it as a possibility, especially when we fell here in August, going into September and October. September and October can be very bearish months, but I did warn that it is not a typical September October because it is an election year. Election year cycles tend to be rather bullish, even through the bearish months. So this may be an end of year opportunity. Um, Man, we are passing time fibs. Oh, look at that. And we're right on another one. He could be turning. Where are oscillators at? I don't want daily. These need to be on weekly. We are forming divergences. We are on time fibs. I say we go past them a little bit. I do. I think it's going to be after the election. that and possibly down to the end of the year. I think what we could be looking for the next, well, what we should be looking out for. No, I don't know why that came up. All right. Anyway, pardon the interruption. What we should be looking out for is the possibility of you get that end of the year, people take their profits out um, for tax purposes, and if we can combine that momentum with some, do I have it on here? No. If we can combine that with some, that's not the right chart. There we go. If we, as I said, if we can combine that with some rise in unemployment, that could be our catalyst to run it back down into those ranges that we had talked about, into these target ones and target twos. That could be our major correction move. Lowering interest rates, raising unemployment. It's usually a pretty strong trigger for that to happen. Again, I don't feel safe until we overrun these hop levels. I don't know if I have it on this chart. Yeah, I do. All right. So, yeah, we're still well under. We're getting about halfway there, but we're still under. Um, if these can if we can run up a little more, which is what I'd like to see, bring these oscillators up into overbought territory again with more divergence, just make a really good trade opportunity and good possible buying opportunity. I'm going to take a look at the Dow because now I got to take these. Yeah, I got to take this off of here. It's well, actually no. Considering where it's at, it's still valid. I hate to say it, but it is. I'll measure the. I don't have the hop on here. I'll measure the hop on the on the Dow, but it is still valid, just like the others. It's a little more difficult to track on this one. It's not giving as good. But look at that rising wedge. It's coming up into here, and we're getting a little bit of a bearish reaction lately. I want to see a little bit more than that. We're looking on Dow. Yeah, Dow oscillators aren't really doing much for me. So um, that's going to cut it. Yeah, we got our went over Bitcoin again. Just in summary, we're still in shorts. We're still looking for support. We de-risked both our longs and our shorts, so we're just trying. We've trapped the price. Um, we've already made money on it, and we've trapped it. We can't do anything but make profits or get stopped out both ways if we're unlucky. But right now, we're just riding comfy. So look for levels, look for more structure. Um, if you do long here, go into smaller time frame charts. This is a terrible spot on a larger time frame chart to be trying to leverage into this. Um, if you're buying because it's part of your accumulation plan, just keep doing that. You don't you don't accumulate and invest the way you trade. They should be very separate vehicles. Silica mining. All right. Anyway, that's going to cut it for today. I'll wrap this up, get this video posted, get it out to you. Oh, and for the free videos, I realize now that I forgot to upload last week, so I will do that. I'll upload that before I get this one out there, hopefully into the free chat. You know what? Actually, I just skip it. We'll just go with this one. You guys will just have to miss last week's. You're not missing anything because all that's old and it's stuff we talked about today. So yeah, I'll just upload this one. I'm sorry. I'll try to remember to get them both from here on out. Again, I'm no great YouTube personality, so you'll have to forgive me on that stuff. All right. Again, wrapping it up now. I'll shut up and get out of your hair. You guys go have a great week and a great rest of your day. Bye.